AEW New Japan Pro Wrestling Forbidden Door. Who walks through the Forbidden Door tonight? Only time will tell. We'll find out together. Thanks for tuning in and watching my live watch along reactions. As always, live right here on YouTube. I'm your host, Encyclopedia Sports, Cohen Luke 96. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. Thumbs up button. Share hashtag AEW. Hashtag NJPW for New Japan Pro Wrestling. Hashtag Forbidden Door as well. Chat questions and comments, super chat, super stickers, super likes, super thanks. Always greatly appreciated. This is the one time of year in the world of pro wrestling that two major companies come together to put on one amazing show. This is the second annual Forbidden Door, AEW times New Japan Pro Wrestling, for the four matches that were on the kickoff pre-show, the 0 hour buy-in that is about to wrap up. About 5 minutes left on that before the top of the hour. Had a Owen Hart Cup tournament matchup as both men's and women's tournaments are beginning. The finals to conclude in Calgary in a few short weeks, as tonight AEW Forbidden Door, as last year it was in Chicago, tonight in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. They'll be in the Great White North for about the next 3 to 4 weeks or so, going from city to city, province from province, to put on AEW wrestling with Dynamite, Rampage, and of course now the new Collision show. And it's going into its third week, following the last two episodes after it just debuted 8 days ago. And CM Punk, in his return to the company, has main evented in 6 and 8 man tag team action both nights, both shows. And he'll be in action tonight, I might add, as well. But the kickoff pre-show, the 0 hour buy-in, had for Forbidden Door tonight a Owen Hart Cup tournament matchup. Had a couple 6-man tag team matchups as well, I might add. And then Stu Grayson of the Dark Order taking on El Phantasmo one-on-one. However, tonight for Forbidden Door, so 4 matches on the kickoff pre-show there. Still have another 9 to 10. Just a moment ago, they pulled, canceled due to illness, the Adam Cole, Bebe, and Tom Lawler matchup that seemingly, along with a lot of other matches for Forbidden Door tonight, were just thrown together. Really, there's 3-4 big matchups. Everything else seemingly just there. We're going to kick off Forbidden Door, as we found out last night on Collision. MJF, Hiroshi Tanahashi for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. The main event's either going to be Bryan Danielson and Kazuchika Okada, or Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay. And that latter of the two would be a rematch from Wrestle Kingdom back in January for the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship. So Sonata going to defend his IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, I might add, as well, against Jungle Boy Jack Perry. And then a couple 6-man, 10-man tag team matchups, CM Punk and Kojima in the Owen Hart Cup, a fatal 4-way for the AEW International title, Orange Cassidy defending against Zack Sabre Jr. and Shibata. Daniel Garcia is also included. If that changes hands, Garcia is going to win, I'd have to think. And then Orange Cassidy might win it back. He's probably going to retain. I just, don't see, unless, from now until All In, it's the next big AEW show. They have, as they did last year for a few stars, Will Ospreay and United Empire, to say the least, to name a few. They did tour with AEW for the most part of the summer after Forbidden Door. You know, maybe somebody else is, you know, in line this year for that. I don't know what they have in store. We'll see, as mentioned. But I mean, really, the only big title change that could happen, speaking of Will Ospreay and United Empire, would be for Ospreay to defeat Kenny Omega and win back the IWGP US title. Danielson Okada could go either way. Jungle Boy sure as hell ain't beating Sonata. MJF ain't losing the world title to Tanahashi. See, Punk Kojima could go either way. They're probably going to have Punk win the Owen Hart Cup, if I'd have to guess. At this point, we'll see. And like I said, Adam Cole, Tom Lawler was pulled because of an illness. And then the only women's match tonight on the main card is Toni Storm and Willow Nightingale for the AEW Women's Championship. Even though Willow is the New Japan Strong Women's Champion. The 6-man and the 10-man tag, as here we go, top of the hour. AEW New Japan Pro Wrestling Forbidden Door. Those tag team matches, as I was saying, see Chris Jericho and Sting, along with, for the most part, a rematch from Anarchy in the Arena, plus a few new stars in tonight's matchup from a month ago at Double or Nothing with the Blackpool Combat Club and the Elite. So we'll see, like I said, how tonight goes. Make sure everything's square. Patience is going to be the key word of the night, as it normally is for watching an AEW pay-per-view. But let me know in the comments below what you're most excited to see tonight. Like I said, it's Forbidden Door. It's AEW New Japan's Royal Rumble is what it is, especially for the surprises. But it's the dream matches, you know. It's the fantasy booking, if you will. Tony's action figure, you know, setup. But you know, will the Rabid Wolverine come back? Will Experiment 626 be in a match? Will some passengers from Ocean Gate be in attendance? Nobody knows. We'll see. But AEW New Japan Pro Wrestling Forbidden Door, kicking off with MJF and Hiroshi Tanahashi. Got some results from the kickoff pre-show, the 0 hour buy-in. They did have Tom Lawler wrestle. He defeated Serpentico. He probably would have lost Adam Cole, but he picks up the win after Cole had to be disqualified, basically. Can't compete due to illness, so get well soon. Hopefully everything's okay. He's obviously pretty damn sick if he can't wrestle tonight. And then Mogul Embassy, an 8-man tag. They defeated Chaos, Athena, moving on in the Owen Hart Cup. And then El Phantasmo defeating Stu Grayson. And then the New Japan Trio defeating United Empire in a match that honestly you probably could have saw on New Japan Pro Wrestling. But yeah, MJF, Hiroshi Tanahashi kicking off the show. As for some reason, we don't have any volume. Always something. So I'll try to get that fixed. Click. Yep. Come on. No, I don't want that. Tanahashi gets introduced first. MJF, the champion, next. MJF was making fun of Tanahashi's bowed legs last night. He's only in his mid to late 40s, but he has been wrestling for the most part his whole entire life. You know, injuries here, injuries there. Is he on the same level as the Devil? Yes, if not better. But in this world title match, no, because I'm just going to retain. Tanahashi might win by DQ, but MJF still champion at the end of the night. Yeah, so I'm trying to get volume to work here. I don't know why. Why it ain't working. As I was going to say, you know, we got 2 pay-per-views this week. Got Forbidden Door right now and Money in the Bank on Saturday. So be sure to tune back in then live here on YouTube for live watch-along reactions of that show. And thanks for tuning in live right now. As always, we try to work out the kinks and get through the technical difficulties as quick and fast as possible. You know, it's normally okay. You can see it, but you can't hear it, or vice versa. You can hear it, but you can't see it. And then sometimes it's, well, you can't hear and you can't see. You know, we're all deaf, dumb, and blind. But, this is one of the matches, as I was saying, that's, you know, main event worthy. They're having MJF kick off the show. Probably the right move, because like I said, the main event is either going to be Bryan Danielson and Okada or Omega and Ospreay. Sonata and Jungle Boy is probably going to be somewhere in the middle of the pack, I'd have to think. You know, they could go back to back with a double main event, even though truly, you know, only one match can go on last. But they could do a double main event with Omega and Ospreay and Danielson and Okada. You know, for what it's worth, we'll see. But come on. Bueller. Tonight, today, live, right now. Come on, let's go. Goddamn night. Even though technically we do, because we're going to be sitting here watching Forbidden Door for the next 4 hours. All right, so once again, we can see it, but we can't hear it. MJF posing up on top rope. Looks like the same set they used last night for a Collision. There we go. Finally. Took us about a couple minutes, but we got sight, we got sound. Tanahashi, MJF chant from the crowd. Got Hazmat Suit Bryce Remsburg, your official referee. AEW World Heavyweight Championship on the line. And on commentary, as MJF flips off the camera, he's better than you and you know it. We have Kevin Kelly and Taz, from what I've heard. I don't know if anybody else is either sitting ringside or up by the up on the announce table, by the entrance. Excalibur, I might add as well. They're going to go with the announce tables down by the ring now for pay-per-view, it seems like, because they started that for Double or Nothing. They've kept it for Collision. Collision has seemed pretty good first two shows, so like I said, hopefully it doesn't turn into a Rampage 2.0. You know, you have Dynamite, Collision, which is basically AEW's Raw and SmackDown now, and then Rampage is like an NXT, even though, you know, Rampage was their second brand, and then seemingly now their third, even though it's still the second to appear throughout the week. It's the only one that's, you know, 95% of the time pre-taped. Collision's going to be taped every once in a while, but 95% of the time it's going to be live. Dynamite's always live. So we'll get through the night here, one way or the other, watching AEW, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Forbidden Door, but it seems like tonight's we're going to have some TDs. It's going to give me fits for whatever reason. Sometimes good, sometimes bad, normally in between, but here we are, so I mean, what can you do? But as a preview, as I was saying, that's basically what's in store tonight for Forbidden Door. So we'll see how it goes. You know, we'll go from there. As I've been saying recently, this summer in pro wrestling, a lot of big shows. You know, from Revolution to WrestleMania to Backlash, Night of Champions, and Double or Nothing. Coming off the debut of Collision, now here we are for Forbidden Door. Got Money in the Bank next weekend. And then SummerSlam, all in and all out. So sit back and get ready if you're hardy. Aren't, but yeah. We thought 2022 was a big year in wrestling, which it was, at least newsworthy wise it was, with this and that and everything in between. But now 2023, you got a lot of big shows, like seemingly back to back to back to back to back. So I hate to compare, because you know damn well every show is going to be different, and it's always the coulda, woulda, shoulda. You know, as always, could have been better. Every show can be better, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. You know, we just watch it. Yeah, we can bitch and complain about it, but are they going to change? Well, maybe, maybe not. Probably not. because they're going to do what they want because it's flat out their company, you know. So it is what it is. But as I had said, to let me know in the comments below what matches you're excited to see tonight. Mine would be the 3 questions of the day that are on social media right now. So be sure to check those out from this past weekend, from Friday to Saturday and till today. And thanks for tuning in and watching my AEW New Japan Pro Wrestling Forbidden Door live watch long reactions live here on YouTube. So, BMJF Tanahashi that we're trying to watch, but seemingly can't. Could see it, couldn't hear it. Now it's, well, we can't see it, can't even really hear it either, but in and out, even though it's really, you know, dead silence other than a fan blowing. But yeah, MJF Tanahashi, and then a Wrestle Kingdom rematch for that WGP US title. Kenny Omega Will Ospreay. And get ready for Bryan Danielson and Kazuchika Okada. They're going to beat the holy hell out of each other, if I'd have to guess. So, here we go again. Can see it, I can't hear it. But at this rate, I mean, I really don't care. And I'd like to know what's being said on commentary. I'd like to know what's being, you know, said back and forth in the ring. If, you know, they're talking, not necessarily talking to each other, hey, do this, do that, but just, you know, regardless if you're there or not, you still like to hear that, you know, as MJF now holds his left knee, might have buckled on him. Hopefully he's not hurt. I think he's selling it pretty damn well, going in for the cover. 1, 2. Just you know, that experience, you know, from being at a sports event. You want to hear the sights and the sounds. So, yeah, still no volume, but looks like MJF's in control. As he's talking shit, but of course can't hear it. So, he probably called him a piece of shit. Probably told him to go back to Japan. Probably told him this and that. I mean, yeah, no volume. What the fuck? There we go. There we go. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, there we go. All right. So, MJF trying to get a rope break. We, for the most part, have seen everything that's been going on. This first 15-20 minutes out here. On and off with the sound. Sound seemingly now fully working. So, this is the start of the show. We'll see where we go from here. But this match is for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. MJF versus Tanahashi. Have Kevin Kelly, Excalibur, along with Taz on commentary. You know, there's Sling Blade, little, almost like half-ass, but of course, now here we go again with no more sound. So, like I said, patience is going to be the key word of the night. It is getting a little frustrating, a little annoying, to say the least, at this point, you know. I don't know how much longer I don't necessarily put up with it, but because if it's just going to give me trouble all night, you know, what's the point? Maybe. Say 3, 2, 1. There you go. All right. Like I said, as Tanahashi rolls up MJF, but ref ain't paying any attention. I mean, you could count to a million. 1, 2, and then a kick out. So Tanahashi probably should have won there, and the crowd's pissed. But hazmat suit couldn't see through his hazmat suit, and now MJF, I believe, with that dynamite diamond ring. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay, there you go. MJF wins, still your World Heavyweight Champion in All Elite Wrestling. He pushed Tanahashi into the ref in the corner, then used that dynamite ring, and 1, 2, 3. That's how he wins tonight. So they get the ref involved in the finish. MJF was going to try to use the title. Bryce Remsburg grabbed it from him. Tanahashi rolled him up. But MJF kicked out after about 25. And then, yeah, the Dynamite Diamond Ring. Come on, man. Was used by Maxwell Jacob Friedman. Better than you know it. After he pushed Tanahashi into the corner, into the ref, and then got knocked out. So, you know, that was a given anyway with who was going to win. You know, pretty predictable. You know, Tanahashi ain't winning the AEW World Heavyweight title at Forbidden Door for the second consecutive year. So. If we could see it, let alone hear it, I'd let you know what the hell's going on, but I can't. So, don't be getting mad at me. Don't shoot the messenger. I will have to start cussing it out to get it to work here before too long if it keeps up, because like I said, this is getting pretty annoying. Very frustrating that it works but then it doesn't. So out of my hands, out of my control, nothing to do about it other than just continue to try. So hopefully you understand. Just in the meantime, once again, thanks for tuning in and watching. But we'll see what match is next if we can get to it. Of course, if not, I'll get back to the action. I'd hope shortly, and then go from there. So leave it at that and see what happens here at Forbidden Door. More like a locked door that we can't watch. Yeah, it's not Forbidden Door. It's a locked door on a room that's soundproof that you just can't hear shit if you're standing outside of the door, not inside. Because if you're inside, well, you couldn't hear anything outside. So, I mean, at this rate, yeah. Really, honestly, what's the point? Up and down, side to side. It works. It doesn't work. Should just give you a review of Forbidden Door at Money in the Bank this weekend. This is pretty bad, man. This is as worse as it's been in a long time. A long time. Now I can't even get anything to load. This is pretty pathetic. Pretty pathetic. And to watch it this way or, that way or whatever way, none of them are working. Zero. Big old goose egg. Nada. Come on, man. Maybe. Here we go. So, CM Punk chants. As both him and Kojima just made their entrance. This match goes to a draw, they say neither advance. So 20-minute time limit. Somebody's got to win 1, 2, 3. It'll go 20. All right, so we can hear this, but now I can't see it. When it's been all night, you can't see it, or can't hear it, but you can see it. Excuse me. It's one or the other. There's no in between, man. It's as Punk's getting booed out of the damn building, just like he did last night on Collision, I might add. There are some CM Punk chants, but he's still a little bit of a draw, but he's not as big, it seems like, as he once was. But, he's back after his injury suspension that he was on hiatus from the company from All Out till last weekend. But as they even said on commentary last night, well, we're not in Chicago anymore. We got no shit here in Toronto. So each city, just for anybody, is going to be different. You're either going to be booed, cheered, or, somewhere in the middle. Okay, now this is in Japanese, which I don't speak, let alone understand. So we won't be watching that one, even though we will watch that one if it's the only one that ends up working correctly. We'll just watch it with no sound. Or, hey, maybe switch it up tonight and actually watch it with sound and, see how they get into it. And maybe get a translator set up online to voice over everything. And then, go from there, but that's too much work. Yeah, this is bad. This is really bad. Can't even watch it. Can't even watch it. See, now I can hear it once again, but I can't see it. It's done all three tonight. It's done, you can see it, but you can't hear it. It's done, you can hear it, but you can't see it. And then it's done, well, you can't see it, and you can't hear it. I guess Punk just did a Hogan leg drop on Kojima. Obviously booing and yaying on some chops. Come on, man. Remember, Punk was rumored to be taking on Kenta tonight at Forbidden Door, but Kenta said no, and then they pair Punk with Kojima in the Owen Hart Cup. Here we go again. We're good for the time being until it decides to start all over again and give me fits. So, take it for what it's worth, but we'll enjoy it while we can. So leave it at that. Um, we're probably almost an hour or so in now to the stream, half hour to the show. Just as always, I want to say thanks for tuning in and watching my AEW, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Forbidden Door, live watch-along reactions live right here on YouTube. As always, I'm your host, Encyclopedia Sports, Cohen Luke 96. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Scroll down and check out Facebook, Twitter, Instagram with the red subscribe button, notification bell next to it, as well to stay up to date. Thumbs up button if you're enjoying. Share. Hashtag AEW. Hashtag NJPW for New Japan Pro Wrestling. You can also use the hashtag AEW Times with the X. NJPW for New Japan Pro Wrestling as well. Hashtag Forbidden Door. Chat questions and comments. Super chat, super sticker, super like, super thanks. Always greatly appreciated. MJF defeating Tanahashi to kick off the show to retain his AEW World Heavyweight Championship. And now CM Punk and Kojima one-on-one in the Owen Hart Cup that just began and will conclude mid-July in Calgary, as we're in Toronto tonight for Forbidden Door. Punk in the trunks. More so than not the shorts. Last week and last night, I believe I'm not mistaken. No, he was wearing trunks last night. He wore his long boys last week in his return. Wore trunks last night. Now he's wearing some Gold Star shorts. So, I mean, hell, last night on Collision, they were cheering on the Ass Boys, the Gun Club, who are now seemingly a part of Bullet Club Gold after the win. The crowd was cheering on Austin and Colton Gunn, the sons of Daddy Ass, Billy Gunn, over CM Punk while they were beating up CM Punk. Like, they were literally booing Punk out of the damn building. So that's one thing we mentioned last weekend. Well, what's the reception going to be here? What's the reception going to be there? You know, as they move around and get back out on the road, especially, you know, in his first appearances since the all-out brawl. You know, he's been wearing his Larry the Dog t-shirt. He's going to have to move out of the way here. He doesn't. Kojima hits an elbow on Punk off the top rope. Cover, 1, 2, kick out. So this is the longest, knock on wood, don't want to jinx, but longest period of time. Well, I guess I just fucking jinxed it. God damn it. That it was working, you know, and now it just goes out. So we start all over again, back to square one. I mean, yeah, wanted to see MJF Tanahashi. Really wanted to see this too, even though you know Punk's gonna win. Definitely want to see Omega and Ospreay and Danielson and Okada. Everything else, I mean, gives me trouble. Gives me trouble one way or the other. Nothing I can do about it. But of any of the matches, those two I'd want to see, you know, from start to finish, in full, without any trouble. If it gets me trouble, you know, for all these other ones, I guess so be it at this point. This is what it is. So we'll try to get it back up and running and go from there once more. As did I mention, I don't think I did, but this video is powered by Rogue Energy. Be sure to get your favorite energy and hydration flavors in can or tub form, shakers, and Rogue merch at the link in the description below. Be sure to use the code Luke, that's Luke, 123, Luke 123 for 10% off. Link in the description below. Come on. Come on. You just gotta egg it on a little bit. You gotta get pissed off at it. You know, like I said a little bit ago, I'm nearing the point, yeah, start cussing it out. You motherfucker. Son of a bitch. Every word in the book. For it to work properly, for it to get it to work. Because, like, this is a big show. It is. Yeah, 3-4 good matches, seemingly everything else thrown together. But we're still here watching, you know, so that's all that matters. We'll see what they do. Come on, man. I think we might have to go watch the Japanese stream. Because that was the only one that was fucking working. And I guess we'll learn some Japanese. Give it one more try here. And if not, well, we're going to go to sleep. 1, 2, 3, and CM Punk wins. Boos from the crowd. He moves on in the Owen Hart Cup. So for the most part now, on top of everything I've already said now tonight, as he stares down the camera, he's seemingly turning heel. You know, like he said last week in his return, you know, I'm tired of being nice. You know, tell me when I'm telling lies. He does push-ups in the ring, gets his arm raised. He's probably going to take on Samoa Joe in the next round, right? Yeah, it's either Samoa Joe or Roderick Strong, and it's going to be Samoa Joe. That'll be a second-round matchup on the, I believe, left side of the bracket, if I'm mistaken. CM Punk's probably going to win that on our cup, yeah. I'm saying, yeah, give this one more shot, and then go watch the Japanese stream. Can't even watch that. Well, I might not even be able to watch Forbidden Door. But with everything I've already said tonight, I'm going to say this. The first 2 matches now, we've had issues from start to finish, you know, in 2 20-minute contests. We've got to see the finish, though. You know, we've seen the entrances with no sound. We've seen, for the most part, you know, most of the match with no sound. The sound's been on and off for whatever reason. He's not smiling right now on TV, but walks up the ramp and walks off. Well, hold on. He's gonna turn around. He's like, well, shit, which way? Okay. They're going back to Chicago. They're announcing All Out already for Labor Day weekend, a week after All In. It'll be September the 3rd. Is this an All Out preview? All Out vignette? All Out video package? Chicago going to get 4 shows. Dynamite, Rampage, Collision, and All Out. Here it is, All Out. Yep. They're going to go All In and then All Out in a matter of 7 days. AEW All Out will be September the 3rd. So that's a big weekend. That's a big Labor Day weekend. Here comes Orange Cassidy. I'll get more into details on that in a minute, but here comes Orange Cassidy. Got a Fatal 4-Way International title match now. Him, along with Daniel Garcia, Zack Sabre Jr., and Shibata. So, 20-minute time limit. Or 60-minute time limit. Wherever, wing, whatever. He's freshly squeezed. You can put a cool graphic here, cool graphic there. With his sunglasses. So really, this is the first entrance we've heard with sound. Both announcers are announcing for AEW and New Japan for all the competitors. There he is with the title out of the backpack. But yeah, All Out. Will be September the 3rd. Here comes Daniel Garcia. Or no, excuse me. Shibata, who is the current Ring of Honor Pure champion. Daniel Garcia was that back in the fall. So Garcia should be coming out next, and then Zack Sabre Jr. Yeah. Garcia part of the JAS, but they want him to get over even more. I've said it. They need to have him and Jericho go at it, but they've been sort of holding off on it until they want to do it. Yeah, Garcia is the only sports entertainer in this match. And now here comes Sabre. New Japan television champ. So, once again, the only non-champion in this match is Daniel Garcia. If anybody to beat Orange Cassidy, it's going to be him because his title's standing in AEW. Get International Championship is the name, but like I was saying earlier, unless they're going to have some New Japan guys stick around here in the States from now until all in to all out, Labor Day weekend, like they did last year with, for the most part, Will Ospreay and United Empire. They could, have either Zack Sabre Jr. or Shibata then win, but I highly doubt it. Orange Cassidy's going to find a way to retain this title. They'll let him show out. This will be a banger. I mean, this is the first matchup with, more than your normal two competitors one-on-one, let alone triple threats. A fatal four-way championship match now here. And the third match of the main card here for Forbidden Doors. So once again, thanks for tuning in and watching. Seemingly, knock on wood, we're on the straight and narrow now with the stream. Everything should be, hopefully, will continue to be good and okay. Orange Cassidy, kicking everybody in the legs. But Zack Sabre Jr. catches them and they start tossing Orange Cassidy around. So, quick roll up 1, 2. Say there's no way it's that quick, and then a suicide dive. But yeah, we had the first two matches. There was sharpshooter. Shibata's gonna kick him right in the chest. But and then a figure four. Lose now. Here comes Zack Sabre Jr. And a twist to the neck. And working the hand, but then a kick from Garcia. But yeah, the first two matches came and went. We saw him for the most part, but not really. Saw him, couldn't hear anything, let alone hear, but then couldn't see. A few instances, neither. But now we're good, so I'm going to leave it at that, and we'll go from here. So, yeah, MJF defeating Tanahashi and CM Punk defeating Kojima. Now a fatal four-way for the AEW International title. Orange Cassidy, Daniel Garcia, Shibata, and Zack Sabre Jr. So, Orange Cassidy, International champ. Daniel Garcia, not a champ. Was the Ring of Honor Pure champion, but now that's Shibata's title. Zack Sabre Jr. is the New Japan TV champ. World TV champ, I should say. Get that right. He made the right decision, I think, to go to New Japan back in 2016. Let alone stay in New Japan. Not signed with WWE NXT, when he was in the Cruiserweight Classic. Because, 7, 8 years later now, he's not talked about a lot, at least, nationally, worldwide, that next guy to make the jump. But, he still is a damn good wrestler. So, yeah, double hold. Now they're just slapping each other. But, some uppercuts. More slaps. Now the holds are reversed. But, now they're going to fade. They're all trying to do their own little thing. They're all trying to get involved with one or two big things at the same point in time, though. Now we got some vertical suplexes. Of anybody other than, Orange Cassidy and Daniel Garcia to not win this match, it would have to be Shibata, because he's the Ring of Honor pure champ, and Ring of Honor is owned by AEW. And then you could, make it work. But they are getting tired. Yeah, Kevin Kelly, Excalibur, Taz on commentary tonight. I just don't see Zack Sabre Jr. winning. DDT from Freshly Squeezed, 1, 2, and a kick out. But, yeah, I guess leave it at that. See if that happens. Freshly Squeezed chant from the crowd. Zack Sabre Jr. really working the hand of Orange Cassidy, and then literally punching him with it. Like the typical dad joke, like, why are you punching yourself? 1, 2, kick out. Garcia almost won. Yeah, Daniel Garcia is from the area. He's from Buffalo, which is just south here in the U.S. Garcia doing the dance. Give him his best Sami Zayn from the Thunderdome era and the Gold Jacket impression. Or maybe last night from the house show. But, crowd's chanting something, can't make it out. Oh, he's a pro wrestler, okay. Yeah, because they, of course, have had Dan Garcia as a pro wrestler, but then he's part of the JAS, so he's a sports entertainer, and then Shibata is an actual wrestler, as is Zack Sabre Jr., and then, Orange Cassidy's Orange Cassidy. There's a drop kick into the corner. If only really we could, go back and watch those first two matches in full now and stay on for an extra, half hour or so. 45 minutes, after this is all said and done. So we'd still be on another, almost 4 from here, not 4 from the start. Orange Cassidy and Shibata sitting down now in the middle of the ring, and he's like, hey, punch me here. No, you punch me here. So now we go, punching back and forth. Slaps. See who can take it the worst. This is awesome chant. Now they're on their feet, slapping each other. As this is the third match, what's the placement going to be like for the rest of the matches with all the big matchups tonight? That's the other big question, I think. Orange punch in the middle of the ring. He might have broke his hand though from Zack Sabre Jr. Twisting and turning it and punching himself with it. But all right, senton cover 1, 2. Kick out. I don't know if they'd be going home yet or not. I mean, both opening matches as AEW Fight Forever is available this Thursday. So we'll see how the new video game is in a couple of days. But, both MJF Tanahashi and CM Punk Kojima went about 20 minutes. This is pushing 15. I get it's a fatal 4-way. I would think 20. It might give it a little bit more since it is a title match. But then the opening match was also a title match, and only went 20 minutes. But what I'm getting at is, they should, in the go home, do all their moves and see if we get a good sequence out of it and see who ends up winning and Orange Cassidy retains his title or not. But yeah, so took us a little while to get rolling, but we're good. So I'll shut up about that and we'll move on. Just knock on wood, hopefully no more trouble and get through the night in one piece here with AEW New Japan Pro Wrestling Forbidden Door. Shibata with a kick to the back of Zack Sabre Jr. as he has Orange Cassidy in an armbar. Now Shibata has Zack Sabre Jr. in a headlock. And then off the ropes, actually kicks Daniel Garcia. And then Zack Sabre Jr. with a quick roll out from behind and then bridges it 1, 2, and they both kick out. But then the headlock, and then rolls it through. Another bridge, and then he gets broken up by Daniel Garcia. So that was good. Yeah, crowd loving that. Garcia with a couple slaps. Yep, 1, 2, kick out. Jesus Christ. Drop him on his neck a little bit more next time, why don't you? On the pile driver. This is it. 1, 2, 3. Orange Cassidy retains. Still your AEW International Champ. So, Garcia pile drive Zack Sabre Jr. And then Shibata seemingly just got pushed out of the ring. Of course. Back to square one with another technical difficulty. And then Orange Cassidy sort of comes out of nowhere and rolls up Garcia after he did all the work. And so then Orange Cassidy is still your champion. As is Shibata as the Ring of Honor Pure Champ, and Zack Sabre Jr. is the Ring of Honor or New Japan World Television Champion. Daniel Garcia is the odd man out still, not having a title around his waist or on his shoulder right now. So now we got a post-match segment here with Orange Cassidy, Shibata, and Zack Sabre Jr. holding their titles, but Daniel Garcia with nothing. International Champion, Pure Champion, Ring of Honor, and the World Television Champion, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Orange Cassidy, Shibata, and Zack Sabre Jr. basically giving thanks. There's a handshake. The code of honor, if you will. So, Orange Cassidy is still champ. We'll see how much longer they have him kick off every Dynamite with Jane as he puts his sunglasses on. See, the international title is one of the two men's mid-card titles in AEW. The other, of course, the TNT title. International champion really should only be on Dynamite because it's on TBS. The TNT champion, now Luchasaurus Christian Cage, should only be on Rampage, let alone Collision. Looks like up next will be Sonata defending his IWGP World Heavyweight Championship against Jungle Boy. And now here's our first video package of the night, hyping up a match, surprisingly. at least that I've seen, because like I was saying earlier, for MJF Tanahashi and then CM Punk Kojima, we could either see and not hear, or only hear and not see, and then on a few instances it was doing both. Couldn't hear it, couldn't see it. And then it's been in the clear. We've been good, green to go for a while now, and just witnessed Orange Cassidy retain his international championship once again against Daniel Garcia, Shibata, and Zack Sabre Jr. And now Sonata and Jungle Boy. So the second straight pay-per-view was he mentioned that he's in a World Heavyweight Championship match. Remember, it's Hook, who is the FTW champion. Jungle Hook comes out by his side. Jungle Boy was in the Four Pillars main event at Double or Nothing a month ago for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship against Darby Allin, along with Sammy Guevara, and the still current champion in Maxwell Jacob Friedman, MJF, because he's better than you and you know it, and obviously nobody else is on the level of the Devil. But he says, let's fucking go. Jungle Boy is hyped up to take on Sonata here, even though he's going to lose. Red Shoes is going to be your referee. All right. This should be another good match. You know, like I said, there's only one women's match on the main card tonight, 2 in total. We already saw Athena win. We'll still see Toni Storm and Willow Nightingale. We still got to get through a couple more championship matchups, a couple more 6, 8, 10-man tag team matchups as well. So we're an hour in, and we're starting the 4th match. They are rolling. You know, seemingly every match is going to be 20, maybe 30 minutes. They could give, you know, Omega, Ospreay, Danielson, Okada, half hour 45, maybe a full 60. Depending on where we're at. I'm sure they have it timed up, but I thought it's been a good show thus far from what I've seen. You know, once again, on a few instances, few occasions, it's, well, can see it but can't hear it, and then vice versa. And then both are gone. But we've been in the clear, like I said, for a good while now, so if only we could have, you know, went back and saw the first 2 matches in full, it'd be a different story. But we know the winners, as expected. MJF, CM Punk, and then Orange Cassidy also wins. Sonata is going to retain his IWGP World Heavyweight Championship here at Forbidden Door, I might add, as well, against Jungle Boy with Red Shoes, your official referee. Because there's no way in hell Jungle Boy's winning the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. I'm sorry, but he's not. End of story on that. But the bell rings, match underway, and here we go. So, we're an hour in. It's the 4th match. Technically the 8th match overall, past 2 hours. So, yeah, they're doing 4 matches an hour. You know, so with what's still to come, yeah, we're still going to hit midnight. But then, like I was saying, it's what's the order? Because we went MJF and Hiroshi Tanahashi. Then we went CM Punk and Kojima. We just saw the Fatal 4-Way International Championship match. And now Sonata and Jungle Boy. So, still to come, Toni Storm, Willow Nightingale, along with the 6-man tag team match of Suzuki Gods, the Sex Gods, with Jericho and Guevara. But then they also add in as, what's the crowd chanting? couldn't make it out, now they quit. So we'll move on. They lock up again in the middle of the ring. But then Minoru Suzuki, a part of that heel trio with Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara. And then they were teasing with Chris Jericho and Sting, in the ring together for the first and second, tonight be the third time ever over the past week or two. Who their partner would be to take on Los Suzuki Gods with Chris Jericho. Having, gone through Jericho's past with who he's faced before. And so the Suzuki Gods will be taking on Darby Allin, Sting, and then Naito came out on Collision last night, and he'll be their tag team partner in the 6-man tag. That's still to come tonight at Forbidden Door. And then the 10-man tag team match, as mentioned, is basically a rematch from the Anarchy in the Arena match at Double or Nothing last month. So you have the Blackpool Combat Club. They add in Takeshita, as he's being managed by Don Callis now. Shota Umino alongside. And then the Elite, which, of course, too sweet. Minus Kenny Omega, because he's in the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship match one-on-one against Will Ospreay. Ospreay, really, like I said earlier, probably going to be the lone duck to win a championship tonight, I think, with Omega losing them at that point. I don't think anything else is changing hands. Sonata sure is not losing Jungle Boy. The 6-man and 10-man tags, or 6-man and 10-man tag team matches, there's no titles on the line. Just had an Owen Hart Cup matchup. Even with Tony Storm and Will Nightingale, they're both champions going in anyway. I don't think Tony's losing to Willow, though. And then Danielson and Okada is just playing singles match one-on-one. So that leaves Will Ospreay with what we've already seen, too. MJF defeating Tanahashi. And then Orange Cassidy just retaining. And now Sonata defending against Jungle Boy, but he's going to retain as well. So, got a buffer. Hopefully it'll be okay. When it's gone out earlier, it just has flat out, ended. It hasn't buffered. So, now it goes out. So, I'll have to reconnect. But, this one's a lot quicker to get back up and running compared to the others. Like I said, it took me a little extra time tonight compared to usual to get Forbidden Door working for whatever reason. I know I'm not the only one having issues. If you're watching, this way, if you know, is all I'll say. Because there's more than one way to skin a cat. But one second. Come on, man. Maybe not. But as I was saying before I forget, with Omega in that championship match, so not part of the Elite tonight in 10-man tag, it will still have Hangman and the Young Bucks, or the Hung Bucks, if you will. And then with John Moxley and Eddie Kingston being, friends, but also bitter enemies in their past. Kingston returning recently. He'll be part of the Elite tonight, as will Ishii. So, talk about a pit bull, bulldog, somebody who has no neck Literally, his head is on his fucking shoulders. Yeah, should be a good match. So both of those 6 and 10 man tags are still to come. So try to get this working. Maybe this match it's going to be like it was earlier, and we'll see maybe a little start, and then really nothing in between. You know, that's the bulk of the match, and then a little bit of the end. For what it's worth, hey, we're here. So we'll see. But we've already seen, as mentioned, MJF defeat Hiroshi Tanahashi to retain his AEW World Heavyweight Championship. CM Punk defeated Kojima in the Owen Hart Cup tournament. Orange Cassidy retaining his AEW International title as well, defeating Daniel Garcia. Shibata, who's the Ring of Honor Pure champ, and then Zack Sabre Jr., who is the New Japan Pro Wrestling World Television champ. Ongoing right now is Sonata and Jungle Boy for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. As we're trying to watch it, but we can't. So, patience once again. We'll get back to the action momentarily. Hopefully it'll be A-OK, but still to come. As mentioned, Tony Storm, Will Nightingale. We'll have a 6-man tag and also a 10-man tag. And then it's your 2 main events for the most part. Which, if they're going at this rate, 15, 20 minutes a match, and you get through another one, well, they're going to give some time, I would think, to the 6 and 10 man tags. Maybe not, maybe 20 minutes a piece there too. You know, do the math. Like I said, we'll still be here till midnight, but they very well could give a good half hour, 45 minutes, a full 60 to both Omega and Ospreay and Danielson and Okada, which, more the merrier, please and thank you. And then that's, in a nutshell, what's happened and what's still to come here at Forbidden Doors. So just once again, thanks for tuning in and watching. And we're going to try to continue to watch for what it's worth. And I'll leave it at that for the time being. So, I mean, really not that interested in this match anyway. You know, knowing who's going to win, so just because there's no way in hell, no offense to Jungle Boy, but you're not winning, dude. Your dad would say the same. Like, literally, the only way Jungle Boy would win the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship from Sonata tonight at Forbidden Door is if Anna Jay came out and caused a distraction in more than one way. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. So, yeah, but leave it at that. And we'll try to get this running. I'm actually gonna take a load off here and sit back and relax and let it work itself out and see if we can continue to watch Forbidden Door here tonight or not. And like I said, if not, well, Money in the Bank next weekend. I'll be on live right here on YouTube watching that. So be sure to tune back in, and then we'll have results. We're gonna have results either way, but if it comes down to it, well, it comes down to it. Which hope doesn't, but just saying. Now we're back to having all the trouble in the world with trying to watch AEW New Japan Pro Wrestling Forbidden Door. But I guess it is what it is. So we left off with Sonata and Jungle Boy. And we're going to have to look up to see who won that, because now we're getting into the 10-man tag. Eddie Kingston's in the ring. Ishii just came out. Rick Knox going to be a referee. But carry on. Here come the Elite. And minus, of course, Kenny Omega, because he's taking